Hey everyone, welcome back. And Jake, I have to tell you something kind of embarrassing that happened to me this morning.
Oh no, what happened? I love your embarrassing stories.
Okay, so I was at the coffee shop, right? And I wanted to order a caramel macchiato. Simple, right? But the barista was new, and she didn't understand me the first time, so I said it again, and she still looked confused. And I realized my mouth was barely moving. I was mumbling everything because I was still half asleep.
Ha! That happens to everyone. But you know what? That's actually a perfect example of what we're talking about today. Because speaking English clearly isn't just about knowing the words.
Exactly. It's about training your mouth to actually produce the sounds correctly. Think about it like this. You can know all the rules of swimming, you can watch 100 swimming videos, but until you get in the water and move your arms and legs, you're not swimming.
That's such a good comparison. Your mouth is the same. It has muscles. Your tongue, your lips, your jaw, they all need practice to make English sounds. And if your first language uses different mouth positions, which it probably does, your mouth literally needs to learn new movements.
So today, we're going to do something different. We're not just going to teach you words and phrases, we're going to train your mouth. We'll practice sounds together, do some fun exercises, and by the end of this episode, your mouth will feel like it had a workout.
A mouth workout. I love it. Let's start with something important. Before we practice specific sounds, let's talk about the key vocabulary for today. Words you'll need to understand what we're doing.
Great idea. First word, pronounce. To pronounce means to say a word in a correct way. For example, how do you pronounce this word? You might also hear pronunciation, which is the noun form. Her pronunciation is really clear.
Next one, tongue. Your tongue is the muscle inside your mouth that moves when you talk. In English, the tongue position is super important. For sounds like th, your tongue goes between your teeth. Try it right now. Put your tongue between your teeth and say the.
Did you try it? Good. Next word, jaw. Your jaw is the lower part of your face that moves up and down when you open your mouth. In English, you need to open your jaw more than in many other languages. Spanish speakers, French speakers, I'm looking at you.
So true. Another key word, stress. Not the I'm stressed about my exam kind of stress. Word stress means which part of a word you say louder and longer. Like in the word important, you stress the second part, important, not important.
Oh, that's a big one. And connected to that, rhythm. English has a rhythm, like music. Some words are strong, some are weak. I want to go to the store. You don't say every word with the same energy.
Exactly. And here's another important one, mouth shape. This is literally the shape your mouth makes when you say a sound. For the sound oo, like in food, your lips make a small circle. For e, like in see, your lips stretch wide. The shape matters so much.
Two more. First, syllable. A syllable is a part of a word that has one vowel sound. Cat has one syllable. Kitten has two. Kit, 10. Beautiful has 3. Beautiful. Knowing syllables helps you with rhythm.
And finally, minimal pairs. These are two words that sound almost the same but have one different sound, like ship and sheep, or bat and bet. Practicing minimal pairs is one of the best ways to train your mouth to hear and produce differences.
Perfect. Now that we have our vocabulary, let's do our first mouth exercise. Jake, are you ready?
Born ready. Let's go.
Okay, exercise 1. The TH sound. This is the sound that almost every English learner struggles with. There are actually 2 TH sounds. The soft one, like in think, 3, thanks. And the hard one, like in the, this, that.
Right. For both of them, your tongue needs to come forward, just a little bit between your teeth. Not sticking way out, just the tip touching your top teeth. Let's practice the soft th first. Repeat after me. Think.
Think. 3,
3. Thursday.
Thursday. Now the voiced one. The, this, that.
Good. Now let's put them in sentences. Say this with me. I think that this is the thing.
Oh, that's a tongue twister. I think that this is the thing. Every TH sound in one sentence. Try it slowly first, then faster.
Beautiful. Now exercise 2, the difference between R and L. This one is especially tricky for speakers of Japanese, Korean, and Chinese.
For the L sound, your tongue touches the roof of your mouth, right behind your top teeth. Feel that bump there? That's where your tongue goes. Light. Love. Look.
For the R sound, your tongue does not touch anything. It curls back slightly. Right. Run. Red. Feel the difference? With L, tongue touches. With R, tongue floats.
Let's practice with minimal pairs. I'll say 2 words and you notice the difference. Light. Right.
Lice. Rice.
Collect. Correct.
Alive. Arrive.
Excellent. Now let's move to something really fun, a real conversation that uses all of these sounds. Jake, let's pretend we're meeting for coffee.
Sounds great. Okay, I'll start. Hey, Sarah, thanks for meeting me. I thought this place was closed on Thursdays.
No, they're open every day. I think they changed their schedule last month. Anyway, I'm really glad we're here. I've been meaning to talk to you about something.
Oh, really? What's on your mind?
Well, I've been thinking about taking a trip to Thailand in 3 months. My friend lives there and she's been inviting me for like 3 years.
That sounds amazing. 3 years is a long time to wait. Is there a reason you haven't gone yet?
I think I was a little nervous about the long flight. 13 hours is a lot. But this year I thought, you know what? Life is short. Let's just do it.
That's the right attitude. And the weather there in 3 months should be perfect. Not too hot, not the rainy season.
Exactly. Okay, everyone, did you catch all of those TH sounds? Let's go back and look at some key phrases from that conversation.
Right. So I said, thanks for meeting me. Thanks, with the soft TH. And I thought this place was closed on Thursdays. 3 TH sounds in one sentence.
And I said, I've been thinking about taking a trip to Thailand in 3 months. Thinking, Thailand, 3, all with TH.
Beautiful. Now let's try a different situation. This time, let's focus on the R and L sounds. Let's pretend we're talking about a restaurant.
Okay, I'll start. Have you tried that new restaurant on Riverside Road? I heard the food is really great.
You mean the Italian place? I went there last Friday with my brother. The ravioli was incredible, really rich and flavorful.
Oh, I love Italian food. Did you try the tiramisu? I heard their dessert list is legendary.
I actually ordered the lemon sorbet. It was light and refreshing. Perfect after a large meal. You should definitely try it.
All right, I'll go there this weekend. Maybe Saturday for lunch. Can you give me the address?
Sure, it's on Riverside Road, right next to the library. You literally can't miss it. There's a large red sign outside.
Wonderful. Now everyone, let's replay that, but this time really focus on your mouth. When you hear an L sound, tongue up, touching. When you hear R, tongue back, floating. Let's try some key lines. Jake, you go first.
I went there last Friday. Last. Friday. Both need clear sounds. The ravioli was really rich. Ravioli. That has both L and R. Ravioli. Really. Rich.
I love Italian food. Love. Tongue up for that L. Italian. There's an L hidden in there too.
Great. Now, let's talk about something that makes a huge difference in how natural you sound. Word stress and rhythm.
Yes, this is probably the #1 thing that separates someone who sounds like a learner from someone who sounds natural. It's not about accent, it's about rhythm.
Think about English like music. Some notes are long and loud, some are short and quiet. In the sentence, I want to go to the store. Go and store are the loud notes. I, want, to, the. Those are the quiet notes.
Let's practice. I'll say a sentence with correct rhythm and you repeat. Ready? I need to talk to my boss about the meeting.
Good. The stressed words are need, talk, boss, and meeting. Those carry the meaning. The small words in between are almost invisible.
Here's another one. She told me she was going to the airport at 3 o'clock.
Told, going, airport, 3 o'clock. If you just said those words, someone would probably understand you. That's how important stress is.
Now, here's a really common mistake. A lot of learners stress every single word equally. They say, I want to go to the store, like a robot.
Right. English doesn't work that way. It's more like, I want to go to the store. We squish the small words together. Want to becomes wanna. Going to becomes gonna. Have to becomes have to.
Let's practice these reductions. Say these sentences naturally. I'm going to call my friend. Now faster. I'm going to call my friend.
Do you want to get some coffee? Now faster. Do you want to get some coffee?
I have to finish this before Friday. Now, I have to finish this before Friday.
That's so much better. Now let me share some common pronunciation mistakes and how to fix them. Mistake number 1, silent letters. English has so many silent letters and they trip everyone up.
Oh yes, like the word Wednesday. It's not Wednesday, it's Wednesday. The D in the middle is silent.
Or comfortable. It's not comfortable with 4 syllables. Most native speakers say comfortable, 3 syllables.
Vegetable, not vegetable. We say vegetable. 3 syllables, not 4.
And here's one that gets almost everyone. February. Most Americans say February. That first R almost disappears.
Mistake number 2, the ED ending. This one has rules. When a verb ends in a T or D sound, you add a whole syllable, want ED, need ED. But after most other sounds, it's just D. Played sounds like played. Called sounds like called.
And after sounds like k, p, s, sh, it sounds like t. Walked sounds like walked. Stopped sounds like stopped. Washed sounds like washed.
Mistake number 3, putting the stress on the wrong syllable, like hotel. Some learners say hotel, but in English it's hotel. Stress on the second syllable.
Or police. It's police, not police. And guitar. Guitar, not guitar.
Here's a fun cultural tip about pronunciation. In American English and British English, some words are pronounced completely differently. Americans say tomato. British people say tomato. Americans say schedule for schedule. British say schedule.
And garage? Americans say garage. British say garage. Neither is wrong. But pick one style and try to be consistent.
Another cultural tip, don't be afraid to ask people to repeat themselves. Native speakers do this all the time. You can say, sorry, could you say that again? Or, I didn't catch that. Or simply, what was that?
Yes, and if someone doesn't understand you, don't just repeat the same thing louder. Try saying it a different way. Instead of, where is the restroom? You could say, where is the bathroom? Or, I need to find the toilet.
Such good advice. Now let's do our final practice round. I'm going to give you 5 real-life situations. For each one, I'll give you a sentence to say. Really focus on your mouth position, the stress, and the rhythm.
Situation 1. At a restaurant. Say this. Could I have the chicken with rice, please?
Focus on the ch in chicken, the rhythm. Could I have the chicken with rice, please?
Situation 2. Asking for directions. Excuse me, where's the nearest train station?
Focus on excuse, not excuse, nearest, the R sound, and the rhythm, excuse me, where's the nearest train station?
Situation 3. On the phone. Hi, I'm calling about the appointment I scheduled for Thursday.
Focus on calling, scheduled, Thursday, the th sound.
Situation 4. At work. I think we should discuss this further in the meeting.
Focus on think, discuss. Stress on the second syllable, discuss, further, that R sound.
And situation 5. Casual with a friend. Do you want to grab lunch? I'm starving.
Focus on wanna, grab, starving, not starving. It's starving.
Amazing work, everybody! Let's do a quick recap of everything we covered today.
We learned that speaking English is a physical skill. Your mouth needs training, just like any muscle. We practiced the TH sound, the difference between R and L, word stress and rhythm, natural reductions like wanna and gonna, and common pronunciation mistakes.
And remember, the key is practice. Here's your homework for this week. Every morning, spend just 5 minutes doing mouth exercises. Pick 3 sentences from today's episode and say them out loud 10 times each. Really exaggerate your mouth movements at first, then gradually make them more natural.
Also, try recording yourself on your phone. Listen back and compare to how we said the same phrases. You'll be surprised how much you can improve just by hearing yourself.
That's all for today. If you found this helpful, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell so you don't miss our next episode. And leave us a comment. Which sound is the hardest for you? Is it TH? Is it R and L? Something else? We want to know.
Thanks for being here, everyone. Remember, train your mouth every day, even just for a few minutes, and you will see improvement. See you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone. Keep practicing.